Let's take a couple moments and we'll walk through the audio settings on Pioneer's DEH-X6800BT. This works from any source, and right now I'm on the auxiliary input. I'm just going to touch in on the volume control, and we want to roll along here until we find the audio menu. Here's audio, and we'll press enter. And the first thing we see is the fader. Now if you don't see the fader in your system, that's because you have the settings changed in the initial menu. So let's touch in on the volume control, and we can adjust the fader from the front to the rear. And once you've made those adjustments, we can go back and we'll roll over to the next setting, which is our balance control. That's right to left. Touch in on the volume control, and here we can balance from right to left using the volume. We'll go back again and roll over to our next setting, which is our EQ settings. And for more information about setting up the equalizer for your vehicle, check out the EQ settings video. Let's roll over to the next setting, which is our loudness control, and right now loudness is switched off. If we touch in on the volume, loudness is switched to low. Again, takes it to mid one more time, sets it to high. And if we touch loudness one more time, it switches off again. Again, choose the level of loudness that works best for you. And we'll roll over to the next setting, which is our subwoofer on-off switch. Right now our subwoofer is switched off. Now if you don't find a subwoofer control in your system, go back to that initial menu and make sure that you have a subwoofer output set up for your system. Right now our subwoofer is switched off. We can switch it on and in its normal phase. Touch it again, we switch it on and its reverse phase. Touch it one more time and the subwoofer output is switched off. For this demonstration, I'm going to switch the subwoofer output on and in its normal phase. In your vehicle, check normal or reverse. One may work better for you than the other. Let's roll over to the next setting, which is our subwoofer control, and we'll press enter there. Here, we can choose a crossover frequency for our subwoofer output. That's flashing, so we can use the volume control and choose anywhere from 50 up to about 200 Hertz. Once you've chosen a crossover frequency, and we'll choose 100 Hertz for right now, we'll press in on the volume control, and now we can choose to boost or to cut that output at 100 Hertz, the subwoofer output. We'll make that a +2 for right now. And when I'm done making that adjustment, press in on the volume control, and I can choose to adjust the slope of the crossover between 12 and 24 decibels per octave at the chosen crossover point of 100 Hertz. Once you've made the adjustments that work best for you, we can go back and roll over to the next setting, which is our bass boost. Touch there. Here we can add a little more bottom into the system, a +6, or we can back it back down to 0. Once you've made those adjustments, we can go back and roll over to our next setting, which is our high-pass filter settings, and we can press enter there. Right now the high-pass filter is turned off. If we roll the volume control over, we can switch the high-pass filter on and choose a crossover frequency for that high-pass filter. We can go all the way up to 200 Hertz or switch it off again. We'll take this to 100 Hertz for right now. Press in on the volume control and we can choose the slope for the high-pass filter, 12 or 24 dB per octave, again at the chosen crossover point of 100 Hertz. Once you're done making those adjustments, we can go back and roll over to the next setting, which is SLA, or our source level adjuster. Now SLA works independently on each source compared to FM. So we have an SLA adjustment for CD, an SLA adjustment for USB, SLA adjustment for auxiliary, and for Bluetooth, all compared to FM. If you're on the AM/FM source and you enter into the audio menu, you won't see an SLA adjustment or source level adjuster adjustment because all sources are compared to FM. The idea here is very simple. I can adjust the volume of auxiliary as compared to FM so that when I switch between sources, there isn't a big jump in the volume. So we'll go back to that setting here and SLA and press enter. We can make the auxiliary input appear to be a little louder or a little quieter as compared to FM, and you have an independent adjustment here for each source, all except for AM and FM. When you're done making that adjustment, you can go back and roll over to the next setting, which is back around to the fader control. At any time, you can exit this menu or any menu by pressing the band button to escape.